Brief calm before the next storm. Mist and showers and wet roads today. We have a rainy weekend ahead. A live look outside on this Friday evening. Once again, with the incoming rain comes the possibility of flooding and debris flows. An evacuation warning has already been issued for the Sunset Fire burn area in the city of LA starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. With that, we welcome you to the Fox 11 News at 5. On Fox 11 Plus, I'm Christine Devine. A rainy New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and unsettled weather is here to stay into next week. So we're keeping an eye on the burn scar areas as the rain has been light in some spots. In Sierra Madre, the concern is more about the mud and where it's headed. They've been there have been actually no mandatory evacuation orders, but many are ready to leave their homes at a moment's notice. And here is a look at the roads at this hour on a Friday night, holiday week still. Holiday light, you might say. If you're headed out this weekend, be prepared for storm hazards that could include debris in the roads and potential for falling trees. Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger is tracking the latest winter storm. Adam.
Yeah, so we've got more rain coming this weekend. It will be widespread and it'll be heavier than the little bit of light rain we've seen over the course of the day today. So radar right now shows that, yes, there's these scattered showers here and there, but as we back it out a little farther, this is what we're concerned with for the weekend. And both days, Saturday and Sunday, there will be waves of widespread rain at times. Doesn't mean it's going to be raining all day long, but there's going to be times of the day where it'll be widespread. So here's the low. There's going to be waves of rain coming in out ahead of it. We get one wave on Saturday and another wave on Sunday. So your weekend forecast, again, likely wet weather both days. High temperatures generally in the low 60s for Saturday and Sunday as well. So the rain is mainly midday and afternoon on Saturday, and then a little later in the day on Sunday. The rain, at least the most widespread time frame, will be more so late day and into the evening on Sunday. So let's look at Futurecast now as we walk you through it, starting off today, going into tonight. Here's a look at 10 o'clock tonight. And again, it's just a few of these scattered showers like we've seen. But notice that heavier rain starting to pick up early in the morning off towards the west, like Santa Barbara into Ventura County. And then as we go a little later into the day, here's 10 a.m., here's noon. You can see that moving into the LA area at this time and a lot of LA County as well. And then it's just going to progress eastward through our area for the rest of the day. So 2 o'clock still hanging out over LA, parts of Orange County, Inland Empire. Here we go into 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow into 6 p.m. There's still scattered rain lingering, but the main wave will have kind of broken up by this point. And then into 8 o'clock tomorrow night, there's still, again, some scattered rain coming through. And we may pick up more than an inch in some spots just with that wave tomorrow. Then as we go into Sunday, again, it's going to be more so late in the day when we get this next wave of rain coming in. And when you put the rain totals all together for the entire weekend, I think many areas get 1 to 2 inches, but some of the mountains and foothills could pick up a little bit more than that. There's no flood watch in effect because it's not expected to be generally as heavy as what we've seen with these last few storm systems, but still there may be some minor flood issues or, I wouldn't rule out a mudslide somewhere in the mountainous areas this weekend with this rain coming in and the fact that the ground's basically already saturated. So any extra rain is already going to be runoff the second it hits the ground. We'll talk more about our forecast and what it looks like into next week coming up a little later. But for now, Christine, back to you.
All right, you got it. Meanwhile, a woman who was swept away in the Santa Ana River in Fountain Valley yesterday has been identified. 39-year-old Alejandra Torres, a mother of 2 daughters there. She could be heard yelling for help. Orange County Fire Authority's swiftwater rescue crews tried to save her, but it was too late. They recovered her body 2 miles downriver. If you'd like to help the Torres family, we have information on our website, foxla.com. And coming up at 6, her family talks to Marla Tejas about what happened. Breaking news, the U.S. Appeals Court rules that California's ban on openly carrying firearms in most parts of the state is unconstitutional. In a 2-to-1 vote, Ninth Circuit Court judges sided with a gun owner, saying the ban violates the Constitution's Second Amendment. Both judges against the ban were appointed by President Trump. California currently has one of the nation's strictest gun control laws. No comment yet from Governor Gavin Newsom. Now only on Fox 11, thieves in the Inland Empire are using tow trucks to steal vehicles from right outside people's homes. We've got the video. Fox 11's Nick Garcia is live in Rancho Cucamonga with this exclusive story. Nick?
Hey there, Christine. Well, we've seen predatory towing where a company will just take a car that's been involved in an accident or maybe that was parked illegally and then charge an unreasonably high amount to release it back to that owner. This is something different. Take a look. Pay close attention to this unmarked tow truck as it pulls behind a pickup truck parked on a residential street in Rancho Cucamonga. It appears to have a self-loading lift, allowing the thief behind the wheel to get away in less than a minute.
I was amazed that they could do it that fast. The person never even had to get out of their vehicle to hook up anything to the vehicle that they were taking.
Tom asked us to blur his face for his protection. The stolen truck belonged to his neighbor.
Car thefts happen, of course, all the time, high-end trucks. But, yeah, with this equipment, never thought that they could do that fast.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department confirms there have been multiple reports of stolen vehicles by a tow truck.
Now we're seeing it on Facebook. Facebook posts are showing it. Another one just occurred a few nights ago in Rancho Cucamonga.
Tom says he's seen people on social media posting about similar thefts around the Inland Empire and parts of Los Angeles County. The thieves apparently are not holding the vehicles they steal for ransom. Tom says his neighbor's truck was found stripped for parts in Hesperia, more than 30 miles away. Now, because these investigations are active and ongoing, the Sheriff's Department would not share any other details with us or any suspect or suspect information who they may believe might have been behind the wheel of that tow truck. But anyone with information should give them a call. For now, live in Rancho Cucamonga, I'm Nick Garcia. Fox 11
You
News.
would think, Nick, that a tow truck might be easy enough to track down, cameras all along the way?
You know, it's unmarked. It's not clear if there was a license plate on it. And they seem to be doing this in the middle of the night, maybe those early morning hours when nobody's really there to see them except for that Ring camera like we captured there.
I hope we get an update on that one, and it's a good one. All right, thanks so much. An alleged plot to attack people on New Year's Eve in North Carolina has been stopped. The FBI arrested and charged 18-year-old Christian Sturdivant with providing material support to a foreign terrorist organization. Federal agents say Sturdivant planned a, quote, massacre at a Burger King and a grocery store in a town right outside of Charlotte.
A very well-planned, thoughtful attack that he had planned and that was fortunately foiled here. He was preparing for jihad, and innocent people were going to die.
An update now on other stories. Prosecutors say agents searched the suspect's home and found a document titled New Year's Attack 2026 and listed things to be used in the attack, including a mask, tactical gloves, hammers, and knives. And here is that update on the other stories. A Glendale woman pleading not guilty today to federal terrorism-related charges tied to an alleged New Year's Eve bombing plot. Prosecutors say Tina Lay is one of 4 suspects accused of planning attacks in Los Angeles and Orange counties. Authorities allege the group is linked to a radical anti-government organization. It was arrested in December while unloading bomb-making materials in the Mojave Desert. Coming up, California drivers, listen up. There are new laws to know about, including stricter enforcement on just holding your phone. Millions of workers are starting the year with a raise. Where California stands and what state has the highest minimum wage. And again, a live look at the roads. Right now, we are tracking the timing of another storm. Yes, another that will bring rain this weekend and into next week. The DMV says 325,000 people in California will have to replace their real IDs. The reason, a software error tied to expiration dates for some documented immigrants. The DMV says some IDs did not expire at the same time as the person's authorization to remain in the U.S. Impacted individuals will be notified soon and reissue fees will be waived. Officials stress that nearly 99% of real ID holders are not affected by this. California is rolling out a wave of new laws meant to make roads safer. Authorities can now lower the speed limit in school zones to 20 miles an hour. Automated traffic enforcement cameras will enforce red light violations that will become civil penalties and not affect license points. California is also expanding its slow down, move over law. It already requires drivers to move or slow down for first responders, tow trucks, and maintenance vehicles. But in 2026, it's been expanded to include any vehicle that has hazard lights flashing. And the no-touch phone law, making it illegal to even hold a phone for any reason while driving. Any reason. Listening to something, checking something, looking at a text, any reason. All right. Millions of workers are starting the new year with a raise. Minimum wage increases took effect in 19 states yesterday, but even with these bumps in pay, higher prices continue to squeeze lower income families across the country. Fox's Sarah Alegre live in San Diego, California, with what the changes mean. Sarah.
Hi there, Christine. Yeah, when we're looking at cities like Los Angeles and San Diego, you know, we're already seeing a minimum wage near $18 an hour. But for the state as a whole, now nearly $17. Now that's double what the federal minimum wage is at just $7.25. Now I talked to economists and they tell me that this is a big benefit for a lot of workers throughout the country. But some local businesses tell me this is going to cut right into their bottom line.
On the cost of sales, we sometimes have to raise the price to meet these minimum wage standards. It is more difficult, more work for the employees, so we don't have a lot of coverage, but just enough so that it's comfortable for them and for our customers, so they get their food promptly. We'd rather increase the prices than pass on to the customer and keep the standards of living for our employees.
Yeah, and that debate plays out differently depending on where you live. When you break down the numbers, minimum wage is the highest in Washington and New York, where hourly pay is pushing $17 an hour. California is close behind, with the minimum wage ranging from $16.50 to $16.90. Now, this map shows just how uneven those increases are across the country. States in dark green saw pay hikes take effect yesterday, while states in light green, like Oregon, Alaska, and Florida, will see those prices go up later on this year. But much of the country, shown in gray, still follows the federal minimum wage, largely due to state laws that block cities from raising it. Now, economists say higher wages help lower paid workers keep up with rising costs like food and gas. But in high-cost states, the boost doesn't go very far. And with the federal minimum just kind of stuck right now, it all depends on the states to act.
Nothing has been done at the federal level for a long time. So the federal minimum wage is stuck at $7.25. So individual states have taken on themselves then to increase their own minimum wages. What this does is it helps people at the low end of the income distribution. They're going to make more money, and it's needed with prices rising as they are.
Yeah, and with the new year comes a new milestone and a new statistic. You know, according to the National Employment Law Project, it's looking like employees are living in states with a $15 an hour or higher minimum wage when compared to states that just stick to that federal minimum at $7.25 an hour. In San Diego, Sarah Alegre, Fox 11 News.
All right, Sarah, thank you for the update there. We're going to look at some other numbers now. We're talking about the weather numbers. Here's Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger with the update and the rain.
Yeah, we've had to do a lot of rain math lately. I mean, the rain just keeps coming and coming. Obviously, we're getting some breaks at times. Today, we had a lot of light rain, but nothing too problematic. It will turn heavier this weekend. Widespread rain coming in on Saturday. Also, widespread rain Sunday, although Sunday is probably more so towards the end of the day. I think many areas will end up with about 1 to 2 inches this weekend, but there could be more in some spots, and especially in the mountains and foothills. So So let me show you the rain chance, first of all, starting off tomorrow. And notice how there's less in the morning, maybe a few showers early on, but the rain will continue to increase by midday. And I'm going to jog this ahead a few hours. So now we're looking at noon through 6 p.m. tomorrow. And it's just going to be a pretty soggy midday, afternoon, and even into the evening hours for many spots. More rain will continue. Right now, again, it's just light rain on radar. Not everyone's getting it, but it's kind of just pesky nuisance, and it's not the beautiful weather that we expect to get around here. So we're going to be dealing with this for the rest of the evening with these passing light showers here and there. Right now, there's a higher concentration just north of LA. But this storm system is the next thing that's going to impact us this weekend. So it's still sitting pretty far west, and there's going to be these waves of rain coming in out ahead of it. We talked about this earlier. Your weekend forecast again. The wet weather mainly midday to afternoon on Saturday and mainly late day to evening for the rain on Sunday. Here's a look at those waves coming in from the west, and I'll pause it just at one specific time during the day. That's 1 p.m. Saturday. Again, you see that line that's going to go from west to east. So if you're in our western areas, you get that rain a little earlier. If you're in our eastern areas, you get that rain a little later on Saturday. And then here we go into Sunday. A lot of the day is going to be fairly quiet until late day. This is 7 p.m. Sunday. And so that's more of like the late day to evening type of rain on Sunday. All right, how much could we see? Well, when we look at the map here, and again, this is those couple of waves all combined for Saturday and Sunday together. You can see on many areas get more than an inch. I'm going to remove the numbers off, though, just so you can see the colors. And here's the legend for that. So anywhere there's blue would be 0.5 to 1.5 inches. Then you get into the purple, and that would be about 1.5 to 2.5. And these little red spots, which covers part of the mountains, could be more than 2.5 inches of rain. The National Weather Service even says up to 3 to 6 inches of rain can't be ruled out in some mountains and foothills. No flood watch in effect, but again, some significant rain is still coming. All right, so we talked about the high rain chance Saturday and Sunday. There's going to be still a low chance Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That should be lighter and more few and far between as far as the showers go. Temperatures, nothing too interesting here for the highs over the next several days. Many areas, LA, coast, valleys, and IE, it's going to be pretty much the same story with highs in the low to mid 60s all the way into the end of next week. Christine?
We'll be watching that with our umbrellas ready. All right, still ahead. A hiker killed by a mountain lion in Colorado just weeks after a man escaped an attack on a very thin trail. And the 6.5 earthquake, hundreds of aftershocks. We're learning about the scope of damage left behind in Mexico. Deadly mountain lion attack in Colorado. A woman who was hiking alone in the mountains of northern Colorado was ambushed and killed. What is the first fatal attack by mountain lion in Colorado in more than 25 years. State wildlife officials say 2 mountain lions located nearby were euthanized. Just a few weeks ago, another solo hiker fought off a mountain lion on that very same trail. At least 2 people are dead after a powerful 6.5 magnitude earthquake in Mexico. The epicenter was near the Pacific Coast resort of Acapulco, and more than 500 aftershocks followed. A 50-year-old woman living near the epicenter died when her home collapsed. And here you saw the buildings shaking. There are reports of major structural damage and landslides. The quake interrupted a press briefing by Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum.
Lunes o martes. Uy, está temblando. A ver, con tranquilidad. ¿Dónde está?
They left the building. She later finished her briefing. A hospital also suffered major damage. Patients had to be evacuated. New details in Switzerland after a deadly fire tore through part of a ski resort. Investigators are now revealing a possible cause. Comes as crews continue the search for victims. Fox 11's Stephanie Bennett has more.
Everyone was banging on the windows and stuff, screaming. It was like a horror movie, but they couldn't get out.
A terrifying scene as hundreds of young people tried to escape a deadly New Year's Eve bar fire in Switzerland. Now investigators say initial findings suggest the fire began when sparklers attached to champagne bottles were held too close to the ceiling. Flames then spread and triggered gas explosions, killing dozens of people.
Ça, en fait, c'est le show, on va dire.
When you order a table with bottles, there's a show that starts. And actually, the show was this. A woman climbed onto another woman's shoulders with 2 bottles, and the birthday fireworks were going off. And she waved them too high, so they hit the ceiling and suddenly caught fire.
More than 100 others were injured in the fire. Swiss authorities say they will focus on the bar's safety measures, licenses, and emergency exits. And investigations will be opened to determine whether there is any criminal liability.
If this is indeed the case and these individuals are still alive, an investigation will be opened against them for arson, homicide, and bodily harm.
On Thursday, people gathered for a vigil as officials work to identify the victims. They warn it could take time due to the severity of the burns and because many were visiting from other countries.
Interviews have allowed for the establishment of lists of people who were present at the event. These help with identification.
With regional hospitals at capacity, authorities in France and Italy are taking the victims to specialized burn units there. In London, Stephanie Bennett, Fox News.
So very tragic. All right, coming up, nearly 1 year after the deadly Palisades fire, a milestone in recovery. The new manufactured home that arrived today. And we are on storm watch along with a rainy weekend. King tides are expected up and down the California coast. Live report is next.
And now your Morgan & Morgan traffic report. Obviously, this being a holiday week, things are a little lighter than normal, but we certainly have more slow spots now than we did yesterday on the actual holiday. Down into Orange County right now, a couple slow areas on the highways. Overall, not that bad. Here on the south side, 405 southbound moving a little slow as you approach the 110. Up closer to downtown, central part of L.A., that's where we see the slower travel on the highways. We also have a wreck here east of L.A. on the 10 east and also moving west of downtown on the 10 west. Not seeing any real big backups near those. Up into the San Fernando Valley, you got a couple slow spots as well, the 101 and, of course, 405 northbound. Now we'll look at some other traffic hotspots.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're watching the Fox 11 News at 5.
Like it or not, brace for a rainy weekend. A second storm taking aim at Southern California. Heavy rain at times on both Saturday and Sunday. And the rain will carry over into next week. We have a storm alert out of Northern California where there's major flooding. In fact, it's affecting coastal towns all across the state. King tides plus heavy rain have created dangerous conditions on the roads. Let's go live to John Krinjak in Larkspur. That's in Marin County, where some intersections look more like ponds. John.
Yeah, Christine, we're here along Highway 101 in Corte Madera. The exit ramp behind me was actually closed earlier today due to those floodwaters. They have since receded. The ramp has opened back up, but you can see the rain coming down pretty hard, and there are concerns that the flooding could get worse by tomorrow. Low-lying areas of places like Sausalito, Corte Madera, and Larkspur are known to flood every year. But flooding like this?
This caught me off guard. I've never seen it like this.
Oh, it's the worst I've seen it.
So what's happening here?
We're kind of having a combination of natural phenomenon collide together.
Flooding from king tides is something people around here are used to in the winter.
But when it's layered with a big storm like this and coming after other storms that we've had in the previous weeks, what we're seeing is a place where water doesn't necessarily have a place to go.
Along Highway 101, quickly rising floodwaters made on and off ramps impassable and stranded people at local businesses.
We knew yesterday that there was going to be a flood. We didn't know it was going to flood this much.
At Fitness SF on Lucky Drive, a less than lucky situation Friday morning.
At about 9:30 this morning, I saw water rushing in the opposite direction up from the gutters.
Staff here grateful as loyal customers helped by firing up shop vacs, trying to get the water back outside.
I could just be sitting here bored, but I decided to help out. This is my community. Shout out to Ryan. That's the manager there. He's putting us all to work, making sure we got stuff to do.
Across the street, the water was no match for this SUV.
Some guy in a big truck drove by at a high rate of speed and sent a wake up underneath my engine hood and fried the whole car.
Now they're stuck.
Go for it. So anytime that I try and turn it over, nothing but water is spitting out of the tailpipes. So it's completely hydrolocked at this point.
A similar scene near Harbor Drive in Sausalito, where roads were closed, drain pipes were overflowing, and shops pumping out water. Late Friday, the National Weather Service upgrading its coastal flood advisory to a warning due to new potential for storm surge going into Saturday, likely adding insult to injury.
So could be a little bit worse if it rains more.
But for Rune Silberman and his pup, they're taking it all in stride.
He likes it up there. He'll ride up there a half hour sometimes.
And people here are really keeping a close eye on tomorrow morning's high tide. That combined with this new rainfall and that storm surge we talked about could really add up to a whole lot more flooding. Christine.
Well, John, I'm glad you have that umbrella there in the Bay Area. All right, thanks so much. We're going to take a look back here at home in Southern California. We're also seeing rain in the San Fernando Valley. This is a look at the intersection in North Hills where wet roads may have contributed to a crash. Relentless heavy rain continues to hammer the San Bernardino Mountains tonight, especially in the Lake Arrowhead area. This is new video showing the saturated hillsides that are raising new fears of mudslides and flash flooding, with runoff already overwhelming creeks and roadways. Emergency crews remain on alert as storms move through, and residents across the region are being urged to stay off mountain roads and prepare for rapidly changing conditions. And right now, we have our crews out and about. Here's a look at the roads at this hour. I call it holiday light, but still wet out there on this Friday night during, I guess, rush hour, but not looking like rush hour. All right, Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger with the update on the rains.
Fox 11 Weather is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
Well, Well, important to note as we head into the weekend and we expect all this widespread rain that it won't overall be as heavy as the last few storm systems we've had. However, the ground is saturated. So the second a raindrop hits the ground, it basically becomes runoff immediately, and that may cause a few more flood issues. There's no flood watch, though, in effect, as far as we know, for our area. We'll see if that changes at some point this weekend. This is a live view from Long Beach. That's the Queen Mary, of course, and it's just kind of dreary and damp out there. We've seen light rain through much of the day today. But that rain's going to turn a little heavier and even more widespread as we go into the weekend. Before we get to that, let's talk more about the king tides, which I'll remind you means that we see the highest high tide and the lowest low tide of the year. Doesn't mean necessarily big waves, but if a storm system is combined with that, then you would see higher waves along with the high tide at times that may cause some flooding. So locally here, and really anywhere along the west coast, the high tide is going to be during the morning hours. There could be some minor beach flooding or erosion, and maybe, some walkways or parking lots could have some water on them during the morning hours. Then the opposite happens. Those very low tides will occur in the afternoon. That'll be the case through Sunday, and then we start moving away gradually from the king tide period after this weekend. All right, now, as far as the big picture across the west coast, California right now, we saw that live report from the Bay Area as John, I believe his name was getting drenched. So there's a bunch of rain as you see up there. We're going to get some waves like that coming through here this weekend. But out ahead of the approaching storm system for today, it's just a bunch of this light rain that's making for another yucky day around here. We've had a bunch of them lately. Up north of L.A. is where we see the higher concentration of light rain right now into the valley, up towards, let's say, Santa Clarita and parts of Ventura County as well. So some areas getting a little more than others right now, but it's just mostly light rain and kind of annoying and not too nice out there. Now, as we go into tomorrow, the rain is going to pick up more as we go into midday and afternoon. And again, it's also going to be heavier, and those temperatures may be hovering in the upper 50s to around 60 as that wet weather comes in. Let's show you Futurecast now to give you an idea of the timing. So it's more of this light rain through tonight. You can see at the top middle part of the screen the timestamp. Here we go into tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. You see that rain rolling in from the west. So a lot of, let's say, the greater L.A. area in the morning. Probably won't see much rain yet, but it's going to keep spreading eastward. Here's 10 a.m., here's noon. You see this wave coming through, the orange and red colors indicating that there's going to be some heavy pockets of rain in the mix here. Now, into 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's just slowly progressing eastward, so it's going to last for some areas for multiple hours, which could bring those rain totals up over an inch. Here we go into 4 in the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in the evening. There's still some rain, but that main wave will pretty much have been kind of come and gone by this point. And then here's 10 o'clock at night on Saturday. Now, as we go into Sunday, yes, there's another wave of rain coming, more so late in the day. So notice Sunday morning, a few showers, Sunday afternoon, a few showers. Then we go Sunday evening. Here's 8 o'clock, for example, Sunday evening, and that rain becomes widespread once again. And this is the point where the snow level comes down a little bit. Maybe we get something minor snow, if anything, that could fall around Big Bear, the higher elevations near Big Bear, but nothing too substantial. This is mostly just a rainmaker, even in the mountains. Potential rain totals, again, I think 1 to 2 inches will be common. The purple areas, you see with the legend here, would be about 1.5 to 2.5, and there might be a few spots in the mountains and foothills that get up around 3 inches or maybe even more. This is also going to be a major snow dump over the Sierra, multiple feet falling there. But notice just that little blip of light blue indicating maybe something light above about 7,000 feet, some of those higher elevations near Big Bear in the San Bernardino Mountains. 100% rain tomorrow, 70% on Sunday. Yes, there is some rain in the forecast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but it's spotty and lighter, so not as big of a deal as what we'll see this weekend. And those temperatures not budging much, low to mid 60s for highs over the next 7 days. Christine?
All right, next Wednesday does mark 1 year since the Palisades fire, and today in Malibu, one of the first homes rebuilt was delivered. It's a high-end manufactured home, meaning it's built in a factory, then shipped to the site. This is the first section of the home. The kitchen and living room and bedrooms and bathrooms will come in a second delivery. One company working with Palisades and Malibu homeowners is Home Gallery. The real estate broker told us manufactured homes are not mobile homes, but they cost half as much as a site-built home, and they take way less time.
It's classified as a high-end manufactured home, and once we place this on a permanent foundation, this is going to be just like any other home. It'll appraise just like any other home because we're using the same materials.
So interesting. This particular home style has large windows. Another thing homeowners like about these manufactured homes, Trace tells us, is that the entire process from permitting through completion is handled by the company. I'd like to see it when it's finished. All right, even after last year's deadly wildfires were put out, a new UCLA study warns some residents may still face health risks inside their homes. Researchers found certain cancer-causing chemicals were sometimes higher indoors after the fires than during them as smoke-damaged materials continued releasing toxins. The study urges better ventilation, high-efficiency filters, and air purifiers to reduce long-term exposure. Tesla is no longer the world's best-selling electric vehicle company. Today, the company announced it delivered just over 1.5 million vehicles last year, a drop of 9% from the previous year. It's being blamed on customer revolt over Elon Musk's right-wing politics, expiring U.S. tax breaks for buyers, and stiff overseas competition. Chinese rival BYD is now the world's biggest EV maker. That company sold just over 2.25 million electric vehicles last year. New Fox poll shows artificial intelligence is on the rise, with many people concerned about the technology, but AI could be helping some business sectors. Fox 11's Brooke Taylor has details from Southlake, Texas.
Please tell me the destination. From customer service bots to cleaning and delivery bots, Fox News gets a look at the future of AI and how robots are changing the way we work and live.
It's expanding and keep accelerating.
Robot Lab, which is headquartered in Texas, has locations across the country. They house over 50 types of robots. And they don't just supply the bots, but help businesses understand how to use AI to boost efficiency.
Do you think that one day our competition is going to be a robot like that behind you?
So it's not that robots are taking jobs, robots are filling the gap. People just are not interested in the entry-level positions, especially when we're talking about pushing carts, moving, food in restaurants, cleaning floors.
Industries like nursing homes are using AI bots to engage with dementia patients. Restaurants and hotels are using them to deliver food and act as a concierge service. And warehouses are using them to help sort boxes. The cleaning bots are the most popular, sweeping hundreds of thousands of square feet per day. But Robot Lab CEO Alad Imbar says humanoid bots like this one are the future of AI.
Pepper uses cameras, microphones, and touch sensors to see.
Probably in a couple of years, I'll start seeing humanoid robots that are capable and actually valuable for everyone's life. You can get your maid, your cook, your housekeeper, and everything. It's just there and does everything for you.
Recently, President Trump signed an executive order aimed at preventing states from over-regulating AI. Inbar says this is key for keeping businesses competitive in the AI race, especially against China.
It affects everything from national security, to productivity, to even the ability to sustain our lives in power consumption and everything else. So these are the things that we need AI to solve for us, to work with, because if you're not first, you're last.
And before we go, I want to introduce you to the Robo-Dog. He is here and ready to show off his tricks. In Southlake, Texas, Brooke Taylor, Fox News.
Of the time. Right here, still ahead. Floodfest is on in Pasadena. Beautiful flowers, vibrant colors, elaborate designs. We get up close to the Rose Parade float creation.
And good evening, I'm Gerard Moncure. The Rams finish up the regular season against the already eliminated Arizona Cardinals in Inglewood, but Sean McVay's squad could know their playoff seeding before they arrive at SoFi on Sunday. We'll talk about that coming up. Plus, the Chargers finish off the regular season against the Broncos in Denver. We'll preview their regular season finale for the Bolts coming up next in sports.
11 Sports Desk.
Welcome back. The NFL regular season coming to an end. And you can smell the playoffs in the air with the playoff picture not fully set for Sean McVay and the Rams. They are still waiting to know their playoff fate. However, the answer could come before their Sunday afternoon kickoff against the Arizona Cardinals in Inglewood. If the 49ers beat the Seahawks tomorrow night, Rams will land in the 6th seed in the NFC. If Seattle wins and the Rams handle business against the Redbirds, they will end the day with the 5th spot. No matter what the deal, McVay said he plans to play his starter Sunday, contrary to what he's done the last 2 seasons when he rested multiple starters in the final week. With their last 2 games resulting in losses, Puka Nacua says they have had a chance to erase the past few days and focus on what is still in front of them.
As much as there is a firm voice and the things that we need to correct, there's also an excitement for the things that we did do well and the opportunities that we had to enjoy our success. So and try to build on those moments. So I think it has been an uptick, and also this is our last one at home. So I know for me personally, the opportunity to play in front of our home crowd and have our families out here is also always a blessing to have. So it'll be fun.
And of course, you can catch the Rams regular season finale Sunday right here on Fox 11. Kickoff is set for 1:25. Afterwards, keep it here for the post-game edition of Sports Wrap. Kyle Kreska and Ron Pitts in studio, and I'll be joining you from the field at SoFi with your post-game reaction. Chargers' chances to earn the top seed in the AFC West officially ended last week when they fell to the Texans at SoFi Stadium. Having already clinched a playoff berth in the wild card round for the second time in as many years under Jim Harbaugh, Bolts are going to take a little different approach than the Rams. Depending on the outcome in the Mile High City and a few other games around the league, Bolts could end up in either the 5th, 6th, or 7th spot. But the one thing is, for sure, the playoffs are inevitable. So Jim Harbaugh is going to sit some starters, including Justin Herbert. He's got the fractured left hand still. And that will give Trey Lance a chance to call the shots once again, something he is not taking for granted.
Going through everything my first 5 years in the league, I just learned to just take it one day at a time, like 1 hour at a time. If I'm in a meeting, that's where I'm at. If I'm at home, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, it's just I was excited, obviously, when I found out about it, but I don't think too much about, everything else that's going on.
Tonight on Good Day at LA at 10 o'clock, we're going to have highlights from the Lakers as they try to bounce back after getting busted up by the Pistons. They'll play their first game of 2026 against the Memphis Grizzlies at the Crypt. We'll have that for you. Christine?
All right, Pasadena is bursting right now with color at Float Fest. That's where you can get up close to the stunning Rose Parade creations. Fox 11's Coco McAvoy took the morning to stop and smell the roses.
Hey there, Float Fest is one of my favorite events because you really get to literally smell the roses and you get to see all the detail of the hard work that goes into each and every float. I'm so excited to show you the float from Cal Poly Universities. They're actually the sweepstakes winner. I am here with Amelia now from Cal Poly Pomona, also here with Aubrey from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Amelia, I'm going to start with you. Just your thoughts on winning the sweepstakes award.
Yeah, it's such a huge honor. It felt super out of reach for us. This is the first time we've ever won it in 77 years. And so just getting that phone call yesterday morning that we had won was such a surprise and such a special moment. And it's just a huge honor for all of our students. And we're so proud of the hundreds of students who helped us out on this float. And it's just truly an ode to all of their hard work and dedication that got us here today.
And you can see the hard work in the float. There's so much detail. Aubrey, I want you to talk about the theme and all the detail of the materials.
Yeah, so our story is called Jungle Jumpstart, and it's about an overgrown robot in the jungle who is brought back to life from its jungle friends, and they bring it back to life, bringing incorporations of the jungle into it. So you can see behind us how the monkey is giving a brand new wooden shoulder and all of that. And so basically we're celebrating the story of the harmony between nature and technology, which is what we do with our Rose Float program and also at our Cal Poly schools. And so this year, some fun things that we try to do, we're using more foam elements. We use a lot of pencil steel in our designs. And so with this, we were able to have these really amazing flowers on the float. And we were able to, they're fantasy flowers made out of foam. And we use a lot of our own materials that we grow. We grow some marigolds and statice, and we put these dried flowers on. But overall, we just like finding things in our community that we can put on the float to add the little details, such as like potatoes and berries.
Aubrey, and Amelia, thank you so much for talking to us. Congratulations to you both and all of the students that worked on this float to win the Sweepstakes Award. Because the cool thing is, this is a student-led project. So we're talking about hundreds of students working on this float and really doing it from the ground up, welding and the design. And it turned out so beautiful, using really special materials as well. We want to show you some information on the screen right now about ticket information in case you want to come here to Float Fest. So it happens from 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock this afternoon today, and then tomorrow from 9 until 4. And if you do come to Float Fest, make sure to participate in the scavenger hunt. I think that's so cool. You pick up a little card at each float you visit so you can really make this all come to life. And look how cool it turns out. I'll send it back to you.
I always say you have to see the floats in person sometime in your lifetime. They're stunning. All right, coming up, a historic journey kicks off tomorrow to celebrate 100 years of Route 66. Vintage cars, small-town stops, a cross-country adventure. Starts right here in Southern California. If you're a fan of classic cars, you may want to head to Santa Monica tonight. A historic road trip is set to celebrate Route 66 and the 100th anniversary. Starting tomorrow, the Drive Home 7 will travel the full length of Route 66, ending in Chicago on January 12th. The event highlights Route 66 preservation, its cultural impact, featuring vintage cars and stops in small towns. Several classic cars that will travel the route are on display tonight at the Santa Monica Ice Rink.
These vehicles behind me are making our trip across Route 66 starting tomorrow. We'll be at the pier in the morning and then at Mel's Diner at 8:30. We'll be doing a kickoff event to start the centennial year of Route 66, which opened in 1926, 100 years ago.
Well, how fun is that? That is Jake Welk with America's Automotive Trust. The journey concludes with a special exhibit at the Detroit Auto Show. We'll be right back.
Fox 11 Entertainment is sponsored by Disney on Ice presents Let's Dance, playing the LA area.
In entertainment, Kermit, Miss Piggy, and the gang are back at the original Muppet Theater.
It's the return of the Muppet Show. Back on the very stage where it all started and then ended and is maybe starting again depending on how tonight goes.
Get ready for music, laughs, and plenty of Muppet mayhem. It's a brand new special event and guest star Sabrina Carpenter. The Muppet Show premieres February 4th on Disney+. It's a new year and a great time to celebrate a new season of The Masked Singer right here on Fox.
Here we go. Oh, it's season 1's winner monster. What's up, dude?
Hey, it's Fox on Fox, season 2 winner. What's up, buddy?
Geez, you think we're going to stop on every floor?
Season 14 premieres Wednesday, January 7th, right here on Fox. Jenny McCarthy, Ken Jeong, Robin Thicke, and Rita Ora are back to give it their best guess. Fun show. All right, thanks for joining us here at 5. Have a great Friday and a great drivers weekend.
Coming up.
I was amazed that they could do it that fast.
Sophisticated thieves using unmarked tow trucks to steal cars right off the street. It's a story you'll see only on Fox 11. More torrential rains are heightening fears of dangerous flooding and debris flows. Details on this record-breaking round of winter storms. Is there an end in sight? Federal health care subsidies have expired. Now thousands of Californians are facing higher premiums. The CEO of Covered California joins me with ways to reduce your costs.
My father is a very difficult person.
Critics say Sentimental Value is an award-worthy movie you may not have heard of. Film critic Gray Drake will join me live in studio with her picks you shouldn't miss.
Now, this is the Fox 11 News at 6.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fox 11 News at 6 o'clock on this Friday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Marla Tejas. Another burglary trend to watch out for. Thieves in the Inland Empire are using tow trucks to steal vehicles from right outside people's homes. Fox 11's Nick Garcia, he's live in Rancho Cucamonga with the story you'll see only on Fox 11 tonight. Nick?
Right, Marlo. Well, you know, we've seen a lot of different cases of predatory towing, which is when a company just takes a vehicle from an accident scene or maybe that was parked illegally. This is not that, though. Watch. Pay close attention to this unmarked tow truck as it pulls behind a pickup truck parked on a residential street in Rancho Cucamonga. It appears to have a self-loading lift, allowing the thief behind the wheel to get away in less than a minute.
I was amazed that they could do it that fast. The person never even had to get out of their vehicle to hook up anything to the vehicle that they were taking.
Tom asked us to blur his face for his protection. The stolen truck belonged to his neighbor.
Car thefts happen, of course, all the time, high-end trucks. But, yeah, with this equipment, never thought that they could do that fast.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department confirms there have been multiple reports of stolen vehicles by a tow truck.
Now we're seeing it on Facebook. Facebook posts are showing it. Another one just occurred a few nights ago in Rancho Cucamonga.
Tom says he's seen people on social media posting about similar thefts around the Inland Empire and parts of Los Angeles County. The thieves apparently are not holding the vehicles they steal for ransom. Tom says his neighbor's truck was found stripped for parts in Hesperia, more than 30 miles away. Now, because the Sheriff's Department says these are active investigations, they weren't able to share with us any other details about maybe the suspects who they may be looking into for this, but anyone with information should give them a call. Marla?
Nick, one tow truck involved, or are there multiple tow trucks out there doing this?
Hard to say. We know at least one is out there, and Tom, who we spoke with, said he's seen it happen here in Rancho Cucamonga, and he's also heard of it happening there in Hesperia. Unclear if it's the same truck. Certainly seems to be a connection, given that vehicle was taken from here and taken to Hesperia, but it could be a ring.
Right. Okay. We'll have to follow up. Nick Garcia, thank you so much. An Orange County family is asking for help after their loved one, a mother of two, died after being swept away in the Santa Ana River. 39-year-old Alejandra Torres has been identified as the woman found 2 miles downriver in Fountain Valley New Year's Day. Officials say Torres could be heard yelling for help. Orange County Fire Authority, Swiftwater rescue crews, they were there. They tried to save her, but it was just too late. Torres leaves behind 2 daughters, 11 and 16. The family says Alejandra lived in Tustin, and they don't know what happened yesterday. Her cousin tells me the family has been through a lot recently.
One of them was actually recently in the accident in Running Springs, where a bus flipped over carrying 32 children. So it's been a rough couple months for her. And this happened just last month.
And how is that daughter? Which one? Is it 11 or 16-year-old?
16-year-old.
And how is she doing?
They're both devastated right now.
That church bus crash we reported on sent 20 people to the hospital. This is in November. Victor Torres tells me the family is raising money to support Alejandra's daughters and funeral services. If you would like to help the Torres family, we do have information on our website, including their GoFundMe page, foxla.com.
We're also seeing rain here in the San Fernando Valley. Let's take a look at that. This is the intersection of North Hills where wet roads may have contributed to a crash. And check out the downpours in the San Bernardino Mountains. This was at Lake Arrowhead where it was really coming down earlier today. There are concerns about flooding in the area there. And we are keeping an eye on the burn scars as the rain has been light in some spots in Sierra Madre. The concern is more about the mud and where it's headed. No mandatory evacuation orders are in place there as of now, but many are ready to leave their homes at a moment's notice. Let's take you outside live on the roads right now. This is courtesy of Fox 11 photojournalist Sam Dubin. He is driving along Sunset and Beverly Glen. It's not coming down too hard right now. It's been a light to moderate rain all afternoon. Sam driving safely there, breezing through the green light. Thank you so much. And then we also have Fox 11 photojournalist Mike Armijo. A live look from him. This is on the 605 North near Baldwin Park. No windshield wipers needed here. Cruising along on this Friday night. We like to see that. No stop and go even. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Sam. Now, we are just getting word from Caltrans that Topanga Canyon Boulevard in the Palisades fire zone will be closing because of the forecast weekend rainstorms. 3.6 miles will be shut down between PCH and Grandview Drive. This starts at midnight tonight. Officials are concerned about more mud and debris flows. Almost 3 inches of rain are expected in the Palisades fire burn scar. And evacuation warnings have now been issued for 3 burn scar areas in LA County. Here's a look at those 3. The city of LA is concerned about debris flow. The warnings begin at 10 a.m. in the Mandeville fire zone. This is of the Palisades fire, the Hearst fire area, and the Sunset fire zone. Again, these evacuation warnings begin at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Another live look outside. We're looking at Long Beach, Queen Mary. You see some raindrops on the lens there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger. Gosh, one round after the other, after the other, after the other.
Yeah, and here we go again into the weekend as the rain intensity is going to pick up after it was mostly light rain today. Now, I will say there's no flood watch this weekend. You remember over Christmas we had a flood watch. New Year's we had a flood watch. We don't have one this weekend. Doesn't mean there won't be a few problems here and there, though. There will be widespread rain on Saturday, mostly midday and afternoon. There will be widespread rain on Sunday, mostly late day and evening. I think many areas pick up about 1 to 2 inches this weekend, but there could be more in the mountains and foothills. So the weekend forecast, again, we talked about the time, kind of the middle of the day Saturday, more towards the end of the day on Sunday, and you see the rain chance at 100% and then 70%. So it's going to be, for most of the weekend, sopping wet. There will be times it won't be raining, but there's going to be these big waves that come through. Whereas today, we're just finding more of these scattered, pesky light showers here and there that's just making for more yucky weather, but nothing too problematic right now. However, this is basically keeping the soil saturated. So any rain that comes that might be a little heavier this weekend, the second it hits the ground, it becomes runoff. This is that storm system off towards our west that's going to send a few waves of rain our way this weekend. So let me show you tomorrow the breakdown hour by hour of what the rain chance looks like. So it's lower in the morning. Here's 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon. We're up to 100% there. Widespread rain midday through the afternoon, even into the evening. There's going to be some pretty widespread rain as well. So let's walk you through it on Futurecast now. You can see as we continue through this evening. Again, more of this light stuff like we have currently. Watch this line that's going to go basically from west to east as we go through the day on Saturday. Here we are at noon. Here we are at 2. Here we are at 4, 6, into 8. You can see how that wave will have passed by this point. And I want to take you into Sunday just to show you that, again, during the morning and during the afternoon, a few showers are here and there, but it's more so later in the evening with some heavier, more widespread rain may show up. Okay, potential totals, again, 1 to 2 inches is going to be common, but there's going to be some spots that get a little bit more. You see the legend here. Purple indicates 1.5 to 2.5, and red spots might see 3 inches or even a little more. Marla?
All right, exciting. You're going to want to see this happening right now. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launching from Vandenberg Space Force Base in the high desert. We're 15 seconds away. The rocket will carry the 3rd satellite in the Cosmos SkyMed second-generation series on behalf of the Italian Space Agency and the Italian Ministry of Defense. Let's listen in.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff of Falcon 9. Go SpaceX, go Cosmo. Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We got it. This has been scrubbed a couple of times before tonight. It was first set to launch December 27th and 28th, and then there was a systems issues. They had to scrub it, and then they tried again the 28th
30 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 4 East at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. We're currently throttling down to prepare for max Q, the point of maximum aerodynamic stresses on the vehicle.
We do have
max
a successful
the air density
liftoff. So these satellites,
faster than the increasing
I feel like
speed
I'm
of the
interrupting
rocket.
her. I don't mean to. Okay, these satellites are designed to have a dual Earth observation purpose, serving both civil and military applications. There is the possibility that residents of Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Ventura counties, you may have heard or hear one or more sonic booms all during the launch.
And there you heard max
This all
Q.
depends on weather
From
and
here
other
on,
conditions.
even though
So
the
you may have heard
velocity
this
is
if you're
rapidly
listening,
increasing,
watching us
the
from
atmospheric density
Ventura County
atmospheric density is decreasing,
or
resulting
Santa
in
Barbara,
less
as
limits
mentioned.
on
We're
Falcon
streamed, of course,
Now
on
we have several events coming up in quick
foxla.live.
succession.
So after 8.5 minutes after liftoff, the booster will return to land for touchdown right there at Vandenberg Space Force Base. Just amazing. Just amazing. I'm so glad we were able to bring that to you live right here on the Fox 11 News at 6 o'clock. All right, moving on to some other news. Big news tonight developing. A U.S. appeals court rules California's ban on openly carrying firearms in most parts of the state is unconstitutional. In a 2-to-1 vote, Ninth Circuit Court judges sided with the gun owner, saying the ban violates the Constitution's Second Amendment. Both judges against the ban were appointed by President Trump. California currently has one of the nation's strictest gun control laws. No comment yet, though, from Governor Newsom. New at 6, arraignment for a 19-year-old woman who was arrested after officers found her toddler and a dog abandoned in a car. The officers were responding to a call about an attempted vehicle theft in Highland Park. Bianca Slaughter's bail was set at $155,000. A preliminary hearing is set for January 15th. A Glendale woman pleaded not guilty today to federal terrorism-related charges tied to an alleged New Year's Eve bombing plot. Prosecutors say Tina Lay is one of 4 suspects accused of planning attacks in Los Angeles and Orange counties. Authorities allege the group is linked to a radical anti-government organization and was arrested in December while unloading bomb-making materials in the Mojave Desert. The new year brings a hike to the minimum wage here in California. The state rate will increase from $16.50 to $16.90 an hour, impacting millions of workers. The change also raises the salary threshold for exempt employees to just over $70,000 per year. Labor officials say workers paid less than the new minimum should contact the Labor Commissioner's office. Some cities and counties require even higher local minimum wages. Minimum wage in the city of Los Angeles is $17.87 per hour. The fast food and healthcare industries have even higher rates. Governor Newsom says he will deliver his State of the State address on January 8th, and he will do so in person. It will be the last address of Newsom's term as governor, and for the first time since before the pandemic, he will address the state legislature in person in the Assembly's chamber in Sacramento. Newsom telling lawmakers, quote, "It's time to accelerate our work." California is leading legal battles against federal policies. In 2025, the state joined or led about 50 lawsuits challenging Trump administration actions. These include disputes over immigration enforcement, federal funding cuts tied to diversity programs, and health care restrictions on gender-affirming care. California Attorney General Rob Bonta says billions of dollars in funding are at stake. The 2026 Rose Parade was marked by a controversial moment related to the deadly Eaton fire. A message calling for accountability briefly appeared on a float. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf reports.
A public plea for answers broadcast around the world in the middle of the New Year's Rose Parade. Two people holding a banner aboard a float filled with LA fire survivors, calling on California Attorney General Rob Bonta to investigate the deadly Eaton fire in Altadena. But suddenly, someone wearing a raincoat appears to intervene, pulling the banner down, crumpling it as the float continues forward.
It's a call for accountability and answers, and I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that's offensive. And in fact, silencing that voice, silencing that request, I think is what is offensive and outrageous.
Attorney Sean Karnikian represents hundreds of Eden fire victims, families still searching for accountability almost 1 year later. A fire that destroyed thousands of homes and killed 19 people.
The Attorney General has the power to investigate, whether it's public officials, whether it's charitable organizations. It's not an unreasonable request. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing far-fetched.
The float, called Rising Together, features a phoenix rising from ashes, honoring those impacted in last year's fires in Altadena, Pasadena, Malibu, and Pacific Palisades.
While we respect a person's need to make the statement and everybody wants to get to the bottom of the answers of this issue, it was just not the right time.
Jim Craig, a survivor from the Palisades fire, was on the float, but disagrees with the message being shared on the world stage.
A big concern is donors backing away. And when the donors that are bringing hundreds of millions of dollars potentially to our people in need see that and they close the checkbook, that's hurting our population.
In a statement to Fox 11, a spokesperson for the Pasadena Tournament of Roses says the signage referenced was not part of the official float entry. Meanwhile, organizations that sponsored the float say the banner wasn't part of the approved design, adding they stand with the urgency of calls for accountability and justice.
That was Matthew Seedorf reporting. The groups went on to say the float was created to remember the resilience of fire victims and to remember those lost, saying they remain committed to justice for survivors and walking alongside the community as it recovers. Still to come, millions of Californians could soon pay a lot more for health insurance after federal subsidies expired. Some people could even lose coverage. The executive director of Covered California will join me live next with ways to navigate the changes. And
as the burn happens, you'll notice a decrease.
We take you back to the SpaceX launch. SpaceX Falcon 9 launch. It was a success just minutes ago, and this is a live look. It will touch down in less than a minute. The booster will.
H1 landing.
New at 6, about 2 million Californians use Covered California for their health insurance, and now they're facing skyrocketing premiums because Congress allowed Affordable Care Act subsidies to expire as of yesterday, January 1. Covered California predicts up to 400,000 residents in the state will drop all coverage and be uninsured because of rising costs. Jessica Altman is the executive director of Covered California. Jessica, thank you so much for being with me. This is such an important topic for so many people. So these federal subsidies, they've expired, as mentioned, as of yesterday. How much, is there an average increase in premiums that Affordable Care Act users will see?
The average increase of what people pay each month for the plan they're in today is 97%. What's really important to talk about is that average captures a lot of variation. We're not looking at the loss of all tax credits. This is an expiration of what we call the enhanced premium tax credits that made the tax credits more generous. So there are some people who will lose their tax credit altogether and no longer be eligible, but there are many people who will still be eligible, but just receiving a less generous tax credit. So it's really important that people understand their individual circumstance, their income, and what it means for their costs.
Okay, and if people watching say, okay, I didn't know that, I actually don't understand, what do you want them to know?
What we want them to know is Covered California is your source of truth. Covered California, coveredca.com, this is where you can go. You can put in your information about who needs coverage, where you live, what's your income, and find out what the costs are going to be for you and your family. I really don't want people to hear those numbers, those averages that can be scary, and not even come in and see. We are seeing a lot of people having sticker shock. We're also seeing a lot of people staying covered, using the power of the marketplace to shop for coverage and stay protected into 2026.
What is California doing right now to protect affordability for consumers?
We're very privileged to be one of the few states in the country that has put forward some of our own funding to mitigate these premium increases for consumers. We have nearly 400,000 of our about 2 million enrollees today that are benefiting from that program. We have nearly $200 million. It is a lot of money. It doesn't nearly fill the hole that the federal government is leaving. So we're using those to the best purpose that we can. Many people will see their prices lower because we do have those state funds. And then we're also just helping to get the word out, helping people understand what is happening, why, and again, what does it mean for you and your family?
Okay, so they expired yesterday. They went away for the holiday. Senate is back Monday. The House follows on Tuesday. Then they have to come to a compromise. What in a perfect world would you like to see Congress do to lower premiums?
The thing that Congress needs to do to protect consumers from these price increases is extend the enhanced premium tax credits. And there are other policy proposals that are out there, but we are, as you said, we are past this deadline. We are in the middle of this plan year. We are ready to implement the enhanced premium tax credits if Congress does extend them, but we really need that to happen as soon as possible so we can deliver the greater affordability and not lose more people from coverage than we need to because of this uncertainty.
You mentioned that you have $200 million there. Essentially, is that in the bank? And you mentioned also that that doesn't nearly cover the hole. So what is that hole? How big is that hole?
The hole is $2.5 billion. So we have that $200 million, but it is not going to fill it, clearly.
So in order to fill that, there needs to be a compromise on Capitol Hill. And this all, of course, requires the president's approval.
Exactly.
Any final thoughts in terms of, essential health benefits that Covered California, the plan can help keep people and families healthy and safe?
So every single plan we offer still covers what we call the essential health benefits. So you are protected for preventive care, primary care, emergency, specialty care, behavioral health, prescription drugs, all of those critical services. So it is important to think about health insurance both as an investment in your health in the future and a financial protection if unforeseen things happen. Again, that is every single plan on Covered California.
And you mentioned off camera in commercial break when we were talking off camera, a timeline and a window.
We are still in open enrollment. Open enrollment is the time of year that people have to come and shop, but also the window that they do need to make decisions. Open enrollment runs until January 31st for all of this month for coverage that begins on February 1st. So these next few weeks, I know people are going to be watching what may or may not happen in Congress. If they do act, we will give more time. But as of now, we have no assurances they will extend these enhanced premium tax credits, and open enrollment does end on January 31st. So now is the time to explore your options and act.
Okay, so again, that website is coveredca.com. You can get your questions answered there. Jessica Altman, Executive Director of Covered California. Thanks so much for being with me, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
All right, much more news ahead coming up in the 6:30 half hour. Still to come, major flooding, dangerous roads, and king tides making a bad situation worse in Northern California. And this system is impacting coastal communities statewide. And a faster, more affordable way to rebuild after the wildfires? Why some Palisades and Malibu homeowners are turning to high-end manufactured homes? That's next.
You're watching the Fox 11 News at 6.
I'm Nick Garcia and Rancho Cucamonga, where a thief behind the wheel of a tow truck was caught on camera stealing a vehicle right outside of a home. The sheriff's department says there have been other cases like this, and they're actively investigating them.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox 11 News at 6. At the bottom of the hour, I'm Marla Tejas. We're talking about the other wave of rain that has arrived. Let's take you live outside on the road with photojournalist Sam Dubin. Still driving along Sunset Boulevard. It's still raining. Not too bad, but slick roads out there. We should be used to this by now. I don't think many of us are, but nonetheless, as my grandfather always said, leave early or be late. All right, just arrive safely. Thank you, Sam, for that. And then let's check in with photojournalist Mike Armijo driving west on the 210. We checked in with him. I believe it was the 605 earlier. Now we're on the 210 and it is raining there, not too hard. Nonetheless, please allow yourself some extra time. This is right near Arcadia, by the way. Let's see. We do have that storm alert out of Northern California. This is where there is major flooding. King tides plus heavy rain have created dangerous conditions on the roads, and it could get worse before it gets better. In fact, it's impacting coastal towns all up and down the state. Let's check in with Fox 11's chief meteorologist Adam Kruger with a look at our local forecast. Yeah, that guy was in knee-deep water, making sure he and his pup got to safety, Adam.
Fox 11 Weather is sponsored by your SoCal Hyundai dealers.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get the water that deep around here, although we do have the rain coming in this weekend, which we'll talk about in a second. But I want to start with the king tides. Yes, we have another king tide event going on. The last one was in early December. Here we are in January. We tend to get these more in the winter simply because of the moon, earth, and sun alignment and the proximity of the sun, the earth's proximity to the sun in the wintertime. We're closer to the sun actually in the winter than in the summer. But the tides would be the highest high tides of the year and also the lowest low tides of the year. So king tides doesn't necessarily mean big waves or anything like that, just a higher than normal tide and a lower than normal tide. Although during the morning hours, when we're at high tide, there might be some minor beach flooding and erosion. And then again, those low tides will be happening into the afternoon. All right, now as far as the rain goes, widespread tomorrow, 100% rain chance. Pretty widespread still on Sunday. And there's still some rain in the forecast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but that looks like it'll just be some spotty stuff and lighter rain. It's the heavier rain this weekend that we're going to have to watch out for. It could be a couple of inches of rain in some spots. Here's what we have on radar right now. It looks like it has through much of the day where it's just been waves of light showers coming through in a little bit closer. You can see some pockets just kind of scattered here and there. It's not like there's one main spot that's getting a lot more than others. Down in Orange County, we're starting to see a little bit of light rain pickup, whereas an hour ago it was pretty quiet there. So more of these waves of light rain will come through the evening and overnight hours here, but it's this storm system out here that's going to send those more impactful, heavier waves of rain through our area this weekend. So there's going to be a couple time frames that'll be key. One will be kind of midday on Saturday. Kind of depends where you are. If you're farther west, you get it sooner. If you're farther east, you get it a little bit later. But again, you can see this kind of broad wave that sweeps through gradually on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm thinking more so later in the day, like late afternoon or evening, would be the next wave coming through there. Doesn't mean there's not going to be some rain outside of those time frames, but that's when these two main waves will be moving in. We were talking about rain totals earlier. We kind of had to cut it short because we had the SpaceX launch that we had to get to. But let's look at this a little bit closer once again. So there's going to be some areas that get much lighter totals than others. Notice this is through Saturday. This will be through the first wave and through Orange County out towards the IE. You see a lot of these areas getting less than half an inch. Green would be less than half an inch. Blue indicates 0.5 to 1.5 and purple would be maybe 2 inches or a little bit more. So that's Saturday. Now we're going to put Sunday's rain on top of it, and you start to see some pops of red on the map, especially in the mountains and foothills. That's where there could be anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 inches of rain, according to our model. National Weather Service says up towards 4 or 5 inches can't be ruled out in some of the mountains and foothills. And of course, with this light rain going on today, the ground is completely saturated. So any additional rain that might be heavy this weekend instantly turns to runoff. And we may have some flood issues, although not a flood watch in effect for our area. So again, we talked about the high rain chances for the weekend, lower odds as we go into Monday through Wednesday. Temperature is not changing much through the next 7 days. Highs will pretty much be in the low to mid 60s. Marla?
All right, Adam, thank you. Even after last year's deadly wildfires were extinguished, a new UCLA study warns some residents may still feel and face health risks inside their homes. Researchers found certain cancer-causing chemicals were sometimes higher indoors after the fires than during the fires, as smoke-damaged materials continued releasing toxins. The study urges better ventilation, high-efficiency filters, and air purifiers to reduce long-term exposure. Next Wednesday marks 1 year since the Palisades fire, and today in Malibu, one of the first replacement homes after that deadly blaze was delivered. This is a high-end manufactured home, meaning it's built in a factory, then shipped to the site. This is the first section of the home, the kitchen and living room. Bedrooms and bathrooms will come in a second delivery. One company working with Palisades and Malibu homeowners is the Home Gallery, as you see right there. The real estate broker told us manufactured homes are not mobile homes, but they cost half as much as an on-site built home, and they take less time.
It's classified as a high-end manufactured home, and once we place this on a permanent foundation, this is going to be just like any other home. It'll appraise just like any other home because we're using the same materials.
This particular home style has large windows. Another thing homeowners like about these manufactured homes, Trace tells us, is that the entire process from permitting through completion is handled by the company. Meanwhile, many FEMA workers are starting the new year unemployed. They were notified on New Year's Eve via email their positions would not be renewed. The impacted workers are the people who are generally among the first federal boots on the ground during disasters like our January wildfires. Sources say so far about 50 workers have received termination emails. A FEMA spokesperson pointed out the positions are term limited and fluctuate based on disaster activity. Still ahead, classic cars roll into Santa Monica to kick off a cross-country journey along Route 66, celebrating 100 years of America's Mother Road.
Fox 11 Traffic is sponsored by My Home Sold.
All right, well, you can definitely tell it's a holiday week. Travel is pretty smooth for most highways. We do have a few slow spots and a couple of wrecks as well. Out into the Inland Empire, 215 north right there near Moreno Valley. We have a wreck here on the 10 west. You see a little bit of red leading up to that point. There's a wreck there as well. Orange County, the highways are pretty good. 5 north approaching Santa Ana, a little bit slow right now. Not that bad on the south side. Couple of typical slow spots here you see on the 605, for example. Closer to downtown, things are jammed up a little bit more, but still nothing like what would be on a normal weekday. And up into the San Fernando Valley right here, heading south of Sun Valley on the 5 South, we've got a wreck as well. Now we'll look at some other traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
If you are a fan of classic cars, you may want to head to Santa Monica right now. A historic road trip is set to celebrate Route 66 100th anniversary. Starting tomorrow, the Drive Home 7 will travel the full length of Route 66, ending in Chicago, January 12th. The event highlights Route 66 preservation and its cultural impact, featuring vintage cars and stops in small towns. Several classic cars that will travel the route are on display tonight at the Santa Monica Ice Rink.
These vehicles behind me are making our trip across Route 66 starting tomorrow. We'll be at the pier in the morning and then at Mel's Diner at 8:30. We'll be doing a kickoff event to start the centennial year of Route 66, which opened in 1926, 100 years ago.
It's to celebrate the centennial. That's Jake Welk with America's Automotive Trust. The journey concludes with a special exhibit at the Detroit Auto Show honoring America's automotive history and the iconic Mother Road, aka Route 66. It's a new year, and that means new babies, including at Loma Linda University Health. Let's introduce you to some. This is baby Josephine Rose. She was born at 1:30 a.m. January 1st to proud parents from Riverside. Just minutes later, the New Year's celebration continued with the birth of baby Juan to proud parents from Paris. They joined baby Elan Govan, born at Saddleback Medical Center in Laguna Hills. That bundle of joy was born at 1:28 to parents from Irvine. Now, both hospitals have highly specialized neonatal units to provide special care, including for baby Josephine. That's who you're seeing here, who arrived early and needed a ventilator to help her get a healthy start to life. Our well wishes to all of the families experiencing parenthood right now, and of course to baby Josephine on that ventilator. We know you are well on your way to living a strong, healthy life. Congratulations to all involved. In San Francisco, the new year started off with a beach day for hundreds of brave swimmers taking part in the annual Polar Plunge at Ocean Beach. The crowd stripped down to their swimsuits and dashed into the ocean, leaving the new year behind and welcoming in 2026.
Incredible. It's a great way to start the new year with our local community, get to see neighbors that maybe you haven't seen all year, or to start a year like that. It's a great way, and it's refreshing, so why not?
I'm about to have my first baby. She's over there. And then, and so that's 2025 means for me growth. You know, growing as, you know, a person, a man, and growing as a father now.
Oh, gosh, I can imagine how cold it is. Well, I don't have to imagine, I can tell you. The water was 56 degrees. But that didn't seem to bother these people from washing away 2025. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, still ahead. It is a soggy, rainy night, perfect for staying in. A movie is a great way to spend a rainy evening, of course. Did you see Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere? Film critic Ray Drake tells us why you might want to watch it tonight. And we got her live in studio. You brave the conditions outside to be here live with us. We appreciate you, Gray. We'll talk to her on the other side of the break.
you from all your mom's stuff and all my stuff, even though I know that's impossible.
This is the end of the line. Not for you.
One battle after another is a high-octane action comedy featuring stars you know and love. It's also high on the list of films likely to take home awards this season. The benefit here is you can watch this one at home. We like an award contender that you can watch at home, don't we? Yes, we do. Gray Drake of CBR.com. She's here now with more award contenders now available to stream. I like the theme tonight.
Absolutely. It's like you're in your cozies and you're watching these movies that are sometimes pretty long. Like One Battle After Another does have a long runtime.
What is it?
I'll say it's worth it.
Okay, well, okay, but tell me, I want to know.
So these folks are fighting for freedom, right?
Okay.
And they end up falling in love, and this one couple, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tiana Taylor, they have a baby together, and then eventually they kind of peter out in the freedom fighting game, right? 16 years later, their arch enemy, played by Sean Penn, who is in law enforcement, finds them and wants to track them down. And so all of a sudden, everything is kind of dug up again, right? So the movie takes place over a long period of time. The movie itself, the runtime is a long time.
What are we talking, 3 hours?
It's like 2.5.
Okay.
But this is P.T. Anderson, I think, at his most accessible. This isn't a weird kind of heady movie that'll leave you wondering what's going on. It's very easy to understand. It's very funny, and there's amazing action in it. And also Benicio del Toro is fantastic. Like, the cast is stacked.
When you said funny, that surprised me. It's
I
funny
know.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't believe how much I laughed, and this was a very memorable one that's gained a lot of momentum as we get closer to the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice Awards, and later the Oscars.
And the Critics' Choice is this week, and I know we're going to talk more about that in a second.
It sure is.
Where can we stream this?
So this one is on HBO Max, so it's easy, and if you already have a subscription, you don't have to pay extra.
That's amazing. I like that. Okay.
Love it.
Sentimental value. This has to do with the parental-child relationship.
Yeah, so stick with me.
Oh, we're sticking with you.
It's Norwegian, and it has subtitles sometimes.
Okay.
Folks do speak English. I know this is a little bit of a deterrent for some people, but it's totally worth it because Stellan Skarsgård is this father, and he and his daughters have a tumultuous relationship. So he decides he's going to make a movie about their family, and he's going to ask his oldest daughter, who's a very well-respected actress, to be in it.
Okay.
She clearly says no. And this is Renata Reinsve, who's also nominated for a lot of awards because she's so magnificent. Dad turns around and hires an American actress.
Oh, that's going to go over really well.
Awkward holiday.
Yeah.
Coming up next year for these folks. And so what's interesting about this movie is that even though the family themselves probably isn't your family, it's still really relatable.
Interesting.
And it's so watchable. There's something fascinating about this movie. It's very subtle. It's very quiet, so you do have to pay attention to it. But once I turned it on, I couldn't stop. It was kind of juicy gossip without being like over the top.
Interesting. Okay, so this is sort of a fly under the radar sort of a movie.
Yes, and I think it's going to win a lot of awards this year.
Okay, and this one is streaming where?
So this one is available for rent. You do have to pay for this one right now, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, you're still going to save money versus going to a theater.
Exactly.
Okay, Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere.
Yes.
That's now you can stream it.
You can. And so Jeremy Allen White, who everybody loves in The Bear, is playing the boss. He is wonderful. And this is a biopic about a very specific time in Bruce Springsteen's career where he had just started to see fame come up, and he was having actually a lot of anxiety and depression surface because of that.
Which not a lot of people knew about.
Exactly.
Right.
And so he decides that he needs to make something to express this. And he is working on Nebraska, which is an album that's not super accessible. It's not full of like top 40 radio hits.
Right.
It came just before Born in the USA. And so it's a gorgeous album. It's born out of a lot of like catharsis for Bruce Springsteen. And you get to see that in this movie, and I think that's the strength, is that it has focus.
And I know that Jeremy Allen White spent a lot of time with Springsteen to prepare for this role as well.
And Springsteen loved the movie. He really supported it. And I think that even though it's missing like a little something that movies like A Complete Unknown had about, you know, Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
it's still worth it for Jeremy Allen White's performance.
Okay.
And it's the boss.
And yeah, it is the boss. And where can we stream it?
Same thing. This one is still going to cost you money right now,
Okay.
but it's available.
Okay. Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday.
Yes.
We have about 30 seconds left.
So this is when all the critics, myself included, Amanda Salas, also from the station, goes out, and the critics are voting on what wins awards. It's highly predictive of the Oscars. We're very proud of our organization, and it's going to be a great award show, and it's also the first of the year, so nobody's tired of it yet.
Right. So the first award show of 2026 is the 31st Critics' Choice Awards. It will be presented this Sunday the 4th. This is at the Barker Hangar at the Santa Monica Airport.
Yes.
To see what you're wearing.
Oh, goody. And you can watch it on E. It's so easy.
Oh.
Streaming on Peacock and everything.
I love it. Gray Drake, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. It is a bittersweet time for us here at Fox 11. Veteran photojournalist Steve Thorpe ended his last shift at Fox 11 this afternoon after a career that spanned 4 decades. In his 40 years here, we've all had the good fortune of working alongside him in the field. Beyond his talent with the camera, Steve is known for his kindness and can-do spirit, up for anything. I got to see him as he left, and he had a bottle of champagne as he walked out of the Fox 11 building here on Bundy Drive. Congratulations, Steve. Enjoy your well-deserved retirement. I always love working with him. And then this, on a really, really tragic, sad note, longtime editor and teleprompter operator Charlene Franklin has passed away. She was always such a kind and such a positive person. She would end every conversation with, "God bless you." And when asked, "How are you, Char?" she'd always start with, "I'm blessed." Char Franklin passed away on December 30th. Char, you will be missed.